Now, the mid-year budget update showed an increase in government spending. It's propped up the economy to a large extent recently.
It has. I mean, these are tough times for everybody. I think it also goes to show that we really do need to have some relief from the RBA in terms of interest rates.
Do you think it'll happen? There is a bit of a growing momentum in thought process that it could well happen in February.
Yeah, there is. Although now we're seeing a little bit more anxiety in international reserve banks, central banks. The Federal Reserve, for example, forecasting only 2 cuts next year. That sets shockwaves through the stock exchange. I'm still to be convinced that the RBA is going to go down the path of cutting interest rates. I think they should. I think they should go and have a look at other people's economies, the economies of people in everyday Australia, and see how tough they're doing it, and recognise that the economy is slowing down, and that there's always a risk that you'll get a hard landing if you're too extreme in the way in which you manage your interest rate movements.
Yeah, you don't have to knock on too many doors to see people that are doing it tough, particularly this time of year.
Yeah.
Now, is the coalition vulnerable to a Labor scare campaign, do you think, around spending?
A little bit. I mean, once you start having a crack at the government with the MYEFO, the mid-year forecast for spending, then it begs the question, well, what are you going to do when you come to government, if you do come to government, to rein in spending? Because Jim Chalmers is pointing out that most of this spending is absolutely critical. You know, it's around defence, it's around essential services, it's around health spending. And of course, Peter Dutton's got a bit of a record for wanting to change arrangements around Medicare in the past. And that's a problem that he's got as a remind campaign that Labor can run at any time, from when Dutton was the health minister and wanted to introduce a $7 payment for people going to bulk billing doctors. Not a well-received proposal back in the day, and it was put down pretty quickly, but it opens him up to those sorts of attacks. So if you are in opposition and you're going to have a go at the government about its spending record, you've got to then show where you're going to make the cuts.